Hello and welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for our Discover UC San Diego series. We are thrilled that you are able to join us. We hope that you are as excited as we are to learn more about our beautiful campus and what it has to offer. I'm Dave Thomas, an admissions officer here at UC San Diego. I'm also joined by some of my colleagues in the Office of Undergraduate Admissions, as well as some of our fabulous campus partners. We have a lot of great information to cover, so let's get started. Next slide, please. First, some housekeeping items to help you get the most out of today's webinar. First, if you have any questions during the presentation, we encourage you to use the Zoom Q&A feature. We have a number of our staff here ready to respond to your questions in real time, so feel free to submit them at any point. If your question is for a specific campus partner, please include their name in your question. We will not have a live Q&A session during this presentation. Due to time constraints, we may not be able to address every question live, but we will answer as many as possible. If your question doesn't get addressed during the session, you're more than welcome to reach out to the Office of Undergraduate Admissions after the event, and we will be happy to assist you. For those who prefer or need closed captioning, you can easily enable this feature by clicking on the live transcript icon located in the Zoom toolbar. From there, simply select Show Captions. A recording of this webinar will be available in a couple of weeks after our session. Next slide, please. All right, so let's talk about our agenda. We'll start with a brief overview of UC San Diego to give you some context about our exceptional university and what makes us stand out. After that, I'll hand things over to our fantastic campus partners from housing, dining, and hospitality, followed by a presentation from the Triton Transfer Hub. Finally, we'll wrap up the webinar with important information from financial aid and scholarships to help you understand the resources available to support your journey. All right, let's dive in. Next slide, please. Great. At UC San Diego, we love talking about our leadership. The city of San Diego's motto is America's finest city, which is an accurate description. San Diego is the second largest city in California, and it is well known for its fantastic weather. The average temperature in the summer is 77 degrees and 62 degrees in the winter. So it never gets too hot, never gets too cold. Personally, having lived in several different places in the US, I can honestly vouch that San Diego really does have the best weather. Our students are minutes from one of Southern California's most spectacular beaches. In fact, part of our campus, the Scripps Institution for Oceanography, is right on the Pacific Ocean, which is actually featured on my Zoom background. Downtown San Diego is just 20 minutes away. Bus transportation comes right onto campus, and students have access to unlimited rides using the U-Pass. The San Diego trolley line has 2 stations on campus, making it easy to access neighborhoods throughout the city, as well as the US-Mexico border. San Diego is a great place for recreation. You can surf at the beach, ski on a mountain, and hike in the desert all in one day. One of my favorite places to hike is Torrey Pines State Natural Reserve, which offers stunning views of the Pacific Ocean, and it's just a short drive from campus. Our campus is about 1,200 acres big, which is nearly 1.5 times the size of Central Park in New York City. So we are a large campus, and you will see students walk, bike, and skateboard all around campus. All right, next slide, please. All right, UC San Diego offers 160 plus majors across 8 academic schools. Students have a plethora of options for exploration and study. A full list of all majors is available on our website, so feel free to check that out. We're very well known for our STEM programs like engineering and biological sciences. However, we really are strong across all disciplines that we offer, including arts and humanities. In fact, our drama program is ranked top 10 worldwide by Hollywood Reporter. We're home to the La Jolla Playhouse, the Tony Award-winning professional nonprofit theater. So we really are strong across the board and offer many options for students to explore. I do want to direct your attention to our selective majors, which are listed here on the slide. Enrollment in some of these more popular majors at UC San Diego can be more selective based on capacity. Students who are interested in a selected major should list it as their first choice on the UC application. It is also suggested that students select an alternate non-selective major as part of their application. If we're unable to admit the student to their first choice major, they can be considered for their alternate major. First year students, those applying right out of high school, may also choose undecided as an alternate, but transfer students do not have that option. Okay, next slide, please. All right. So UC San Diego enjoys its status as a top-ranked research university, which offers our students a number of benefits. We received just over $1.7 billion of research funding this year. We have world-class faculty who engage in groundbreaking research, innovation, and discovery in all areas of study. A great example of innovation came out of a collaborative effort among a few faculty members from biological sciences and chemistry who developed the first biodegradable shoe. They then partnered with Rady School of Management and brought them to those shoes to market. So you can actually buy them online. That's just one example. We also offer state-of-the-art facilities. Recently had the opportunity to tour the hydraulics lab at Swiss Institution of Oceanography, which is an impressive space that features a makerspace where students have participated in hands-on projects like designing and building their own monitors to study ocean currents. There are also a number of opportunities for students to get involved in research their very first year. Undergraduates also have the potential to present at national conferences. There are a number of ways for our students to get published in academic journals. For example, in the biological science department, has the Saltman Quarterly, which publishes student original research. UC San Diego also offers ways to study around the globe. Nearly a quarter of our students will study abroad in programs that are quarter, semester, or year-long. Students also have the opportunity to participate in global seminars, which are 5-week summer study abroad opportunities where students can travel with UC San Diego faculty. Through these seminars, students have studied volcanoes in Switzerland or watched sea turtles hatch in Costa Rica. Through research, students become better problem solvers and critical thinkers. So our mission is to equip the best and the brightest with the tools they need to make an impact on our world. Next slide, please. They want to talk about our unique college system. So a unique feature at UC San Diego is our college system. Students who are admitted to UC San Diego are placed into one of our 8 colleges, which are listed here. The college system combines the advantages that come with being at a top-ranked university, a research institution, like I mentioned in the previous slide, with the advantages of being part of a smaller community through their college affiliation. New first-year students are typically housed by college. They have their own academic advising, dean's office services. Each college also has their own student government, organizations, traditions, and special events. There are, of course, options at the campus-wide level as well. A key difference between the colleges is that they each have a different set of general education requirements, those courses you take outside of your major. The general education requirements of each college center around each college's distinct theme or philosophy. It's important to note that students can study at any major at any college. So the major is exactly the same regardless of their college affiliation. And you, of course, be taking classes throughout campus and not just in the college. The analogy I like to use when talking about our college system is that if you imagine UC San Diego as a city, each of the 8 colleges are like a distinct neighborhood. So, you know, each neighborhood has its own distinct characteristics and vibe, but they're all are part of the same city. It's important for students who are applying to UC San Diego to take some time to look at each of the 8 colleges, because when students apply to UC San Diego, they will rank the colleges in order of preference, and admitted students are placed into colleges based on their rankings. All right, next slide, please. UC San Diego has wonderful community resource centers sprinkled throughout campus. These resource centers serve the diverse population of student, faculty, and staff we have on our campus. They offer internships as well as places to study, take naps, print papers, eat, hang out with friends. As mentioned in the beginning, we will be hearing from one of these centers, the Triton Transfer Hub, later on in this webinar. Next slide, please. We have a very active and vibrant student life on campus. There are over 650 student organizations on campus. These organizations vary by interest, including academic related, extracurricular. We have sororities and fraternities, student run media. One of the organizations I like to talk about is our Triton Racing. Here, students design and build their own Formula One race cars and then compete in races regionally. Sports are also big on campus. We have 23 Division One teams, Division One being the highest level of collegiate athletics in the country. These teams compete as part of the Big West Conference. Students really enjoy attending things like basketball games. We have a great water polo team. In fact, the head coach of our water polo team was an assistant coach for the U.S. men's team this past summer's Olympics, and they won the bronze medal in Paris. So we're really proud of that. We also have great campus events and annual traditions. One of the most popular for students is Sun God Music Festival. This is a student-only event which happens every spring and has featured nationally recognized artists and musicians. So really vibrant community on campus and a lot of ways for our students to get involved. All right, next slide, please. Perfect. This slide gives you a snapshot of our undergraduate student profile. We have just over 33,000 undergraduate students. Each year, about 2/3 of our new students enter as first-year students, and a third enter as transfer students, coming primarily from California community colleges. So we're a very transfer-friendly school. Our students come from all over the place. About 3/4 of all undergraduates are from California. However, we also have students from 45 US states and over 100 countries and regions throughout the world. So you'll meet people from all over California, the US, and even the world. Next slide, please. All right, here are some important facts and stats to consider. On average, our students are having little difficulty completing their degree on time. The average for first-year students is around 4 years, and for transfer students, a little over 2 years. As you can see, we have a remarkable first-year retention rate, with 95% of our students choosing to return to UC San Diego after their first year. Retention rate is an important factor to consider when selecting a college, as it is an important indicator for student satisfaction. We also have a large alumni network, which continues to grow every year. This means that students already have a built-in network of fellow Tritons that can help them with network building. Next slide, please. And with that, I would like to hand things off to my colleagues at Housing, Dining, and Hospitality.
Thanks, Dave. Hi, everybody. Welcome. My name is Malia Mahi. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I'm the Associate Director for Housing Administration, and I've been with UC San Diego, specifically working my full time here in housing for 16 years. When I say housing administration, that means our team is going to manage the housing contracts and billing process for your student. And I know you all are looking at all different colleges, maybe even different states or areas, countries even. And I know this can be a crazy and stressful time for all of you. So I just want to recommend to enjoy and trust the process. It does go really fast, these senior years or these years of high school. And I just want to talk a little bit. You can see here a phrase that we have is more than. You're going to see this throughout our slides. And why would you choose to live on campus? Well, because we do believe that you're going to get a lot more out of your campus experience by living on campus and joining the dining on campus. For example, my daughter is a second year at San Diego State. We did choose to have her live on campus that first year. And while she did already know some people, since it's a local college to us, she made some really great new friends, both working on campus in one of the dining facilities and simply just by living on campus. So she came out of her first year knowing a few people, or going in her first year knowing a few people, and came out with a ton more friends. And those are a bunch of people that she's going to end up living off campus with for her third year. So I see a lot of benefits both as a staff member here and as a parent of a second year college student. And we hope that some of the information we'll share here with you today, both from myself from the housing perspective and Erin, who's going to talk about our various and flexible dining plans, that you're also going to see the benefits to living on campus. So here for our first slide, you can see convenience, right? We're humans. You can look at your wrists. You can look down at your laps and your pockets. I'm sure all of you have a phone or some kind of watch at this point. We love convenience as humans. So proximity to classes. You literally can wake up and go. We do see students in their pajamas and those Ugg slippers that are so popular walking to class. You don't have to worry about the commute. So, coming to an early class or staying for a late class, you simply just get to walk home. You don't have to worry about finding parking, filling up your gas tank, and sometimes parking can be a little competitive here. You also have a ton of campus options if you choose to move off or to use transportation options here from campus. As Dave mentioned, we have the trolley that takes you to key places throughout San Diego, as well as other transportation options such as our shuttles and our bus system here if you're looking to explore outside of UC San Diego, or even just looking to make it easy to get to your classes here. As I mentioned before, there's a great opportunity to make long-lasting friendships, both with the people that you live with, the people you may be in similar classes or majors with, or also the people you might end up working with. And then, of course, for all of us, if you had the opportunity or the privilege to also attend college, it is this growing experience when you're going from a young adult and starting to enter adulthood. And I can even say for my daughter, she actually understands kind of the value of a dollar, as she's making her way through college as well and seeing, how expensive things can be for all of us out here who are adulting currently. Next slide, please. We also like to say easy living. So I was a transfer student, so I did live off campus in my college experience with friends. And you always kind of end up being like, who's going to pay for this? Who's going to put their name on this bill? So for utilities such as electricity, water, trash, even Wi-Fi and access to streaming services, this is all included in the package. You don't have to worry about assisting your student or you as the student setting these things up or deciding who's going to pay for what. We do offer weekly housekeeping services from our custodial teams and all of our housing. So it doesn't clean your room, but it will clean the common areas if you have a kitchen or a common living space. To also make it easy for you to live here, there's a dining plan included with all of our packages. That means you don't have to think about cooking unless you want to. You don't have to think about, where you're going to get your next meal. It's all included here. And we have markets and dining facilities within walking distance, almost at every college housing location, as well as every flavor profile you can imagine. And this is Aaron's passion, so I'm going to let him talk a little bit more about what those dining plans will entail. On-site laundry is also available. Same if you haven't had the experience of going to a laundry facility off, not where you live. It's not that much fun trying to load it all up, get it in a car or drag it somewhere. So each of our housing communities has its own on-site laundry facility, and students are able to use their one card system here to pay for that. As a parent, security is a thought for me as well when my student was living on campus. And so we do have 24/7 security here in the forms of our own police department, UC San Diego Police Department. We do have 24/7 safety officers here on site. So they do patrols of our communities after hours and even report things like lights out or other maybe maintenance concerns. In addition, we have what we call our community safety officers. Those are actually students employed by UCSD PD who can assist your student if they know they're always going to be studying late on a Thursday at the library. You can call ahead and have them meet you every Thursday to walk you home. So lots of different options for your student to feel safe and make it as easy as possible for them while they're living here with us. As Dave mentioned, we are labeled America's finest city, and there's so many different ways to enjoy UC San Diego and our surrounding neighborhoods. Of course, we're located here in La Jolla. It is beautiful views, which you can see the beach from some of our housing locations, such as 7th, 6th, and 8th college communities. We are minutes away from the beach just from campus. So many of us, even on our lunch breaks, will take the opportunity to go for a nice walk just to decompress a little bit. And we always experience moderate temperatures year round. We're very lucky in the aspect that we don't see such temperature extremes as maybe are experienced in other parts of the country. I am not a shopper, but we do have a beautiful UTC mall nearby. And I do have to admit, it's a nice mall. It's outside. It is calming. There's lots of different options for you. If you do enjoy shopping, and if you're a foodie, lots of great food options there as well. In addition, we have several nearby shopping centers, again, within walking distance of our campus, and various forms of transportation we've talked about already, such as the trolley and the Blue Line, the MTS bus, which you are provided the Triton U Pass. We have campus shuttles that loop around campus all day and night for students, and also take you to off-campus locations as well. And then a lot of students, I don't use them myself, but they use the bikes and scooters around campus too as a form of transportation option. And then lastly, I think support, that's a huge concept for me as a parent of a college student. What kind of support are they going to experience while they're there on campus? It is an adjustment period. It is a transforming period for students coming to college. And you're experiencing a lot of things for the very first time. Who is going to be there, right, to support you or support your student when your parents or supporters are not around? So we do have on-site residential life. They live on campus and they're here to assist your student and you in connecting with the campus resources, connecting with the people you live with, connecting with the people on your floor, and hopefully building that support system for yourself here on campus. They employ what we call residential advisors, and those are other college students who are living also in the community who are there from a peer-to-peer connection. So if there's something you need to talk through, it could be something as simple as advocating for yourself with a professor, or even trying to figure out like, what do I say when I go to office hours? What do I do in these situations? They also hold events and programming activities. Dave already talked about some of the marquee events that our campus holds, such as Meet the Beach or the Sun God Festival. But in addition, you're going to see programming and activities specifically for your college housing location. It could be something as just your floors having something. It could be a larger community activity, but this is all designed to help the student immerse themselves into this program and make those connections and create those support systems. In addition, you have people like me. I've been here for 16 years, always in housing, and we are dedicated to supporting and servicing your student, as well as parents and supporters who might need a little reassurance about what's going on or how a specific process might work. In addition, we want to build sense of community, and there's different ways you can do that here. One thought is we offer living and learning communities, and these are spaces where our diverse population of undergraduates can connect with one another, and they are designed to help strengthen the learning by helping residents connect both academically and socially. In addition, there are a ton of campus resources, and Dave already mentioned 10 supportive centers here, 650 student organizations, so many different ways that students can feel supported and make those connections on their own. So if there's something that resonates with them, going out to those resource centers and attending events, or maybe in volunteering for some of them as well. Lastly, I think from the idea of support, again, as a parent, I think this is huge. We do offer a 2-year housing guarantee to all our new admit students, and that includes first-year students as well as transfer students. And you're thinking, well, okay, 2 years, what does that mean for me? Well, it gives that stability. You will know where your student can be. Again, it's a choice. We do not make housing mandatory here, but there is a room for you or your student if they're interested in being here for their first 2 years. And then you'll see that continued support with all these campus resources here to help your student through this process. Okay, I'm going to hand it over to Aaron to talk about our dining plans.
Thank you, Malia. Hello, everyone. My name is Aaron Contreras, and I'm a dining engagement specialist with the dining department here at UC San Diego. I've been working at the dining department for 10 years. I was actually a student back in 10 and a half years ago. So I just loved it so much that I had to stay on. And so I get the pleasure of talking with all of you about our awesome dining plans. We kind of stole the phrase from housing, but we like to say that it's more than just a dining plan. We really want to stand out from just like a fast food restaurant that's all about just giving your food and really don't care what happens after that, right? We pride ourselves in providing convenience, variety, easy ordering, and just above and beyond support for all students that are living and eating on campus with us. So I'll kind of go into each of these things in the following slides. So next slide, please. So talking about convenience, and Malia talked about this a little bit. We have 16 dining and market locations across campus. So your meal plan isn't tied to the specific college of admittance. So even if you're at Muir College, you can use your dining plan at any of the dining halls that are spread throughout campus. Some of our dining locations are like just one level down from where the housing is. So Sixth Market or Sixth College is one of those areas where we have a barbecue joint on the second floor, and then the third, fourth, fifth floor are student dorms. So really just walk out of bed, get some food, go to class. Great convenience. We have locations all in our residential locations, but we also provide a couple locations at our Price Center and our Geisel Library. The Geisel Library you'll actually see in my background image. And those are centrally located on campus. The other great thing is that we have a great partnership with Amazon and their Just Walk Out technology. So all three of our markets and soon four of our markets have this Just Walk Out capability where you scan in and the technology it tracks what you pick up, and then there's no register. You just walk out and automatically charges to your student account. And this has allowed us to open most of our markets late night, most of them till midnight, and we have one location that's centrally located that is open 24/7. So all about convenience, all about being able to get a midnight snack when you're studying for your midterms and your finals. Next slide, please. The other great thing that we have is variety. No matter what diet you have or what restrictions you have, we have something for everyone. We have about 45% of our menus vegetarian and vegan. We are very proud that we have a GLAT certified kosher kitchen on campus. We have the largest halal certified dining location for a college anywhere in the US. We offer an allergen program that I'll actually talk about in a future slide. But more than that, we have variety. We have all types of cuisines. We have poke, we have barbecue, we have Italian, we have Mexican, we have Latin American. Any kind of variety that you can think of, we have at one of our locations around campus. And that's something that we really, really pride ourselves is being able to cater to as many tastes as possible. The other great thing, everyone, kind of like Malia was saying, is the convenience, right? Everyone has a phone, everyone has a watch, a smartwatch, a smart device. We've gone with the future, and we actually have what's called the Triton To Go app, which allows students to order ahead at any of our dining locations and any of our markets. And so they can just be in bed, order their food, and then it'll send them a notification once the food's ready. And they don't have to be at the dining hall waiting for food or waiting in line. They'll get the notification, they walk up to a window, and they pick up their food. Really, just the convenience and being like part of that future and really embracing technology is something that we like to do here at our department. So talking about support, we have two full-time registered dietitians on our staff that is available for any student that's living on campus. So if you are a student that has a medically necessitated diet because of a severe allergen, we run an allergy-free program that is a partnership between our OSD, our Office of Students with Disabilities, and our dietitians, where we have areas in our dining locations that are free from the top 9 allergens, and the food is prepared separately in separate utensils and separate containers. And we pride ourselves in having this allergy program so that we can support any student regardless of what restrictions they may have. Apart from the allergen program, our dietitians are also open for any student regardless for counseling or to make meal plans or just talk about nutrition. The other great thing that we do as a department is we have special events and celebrations. Actually, tomorrow, my team is going to be doing a Diwali event. Later on, we're going to be doing a Dia de los Muertos event. It's more than just a dining hall. We want it to be, or all of our dining halls to be part of the community. And we try to have events at least once or twice a month to really bring that community together in the dining hall. Yeah, so I will pass it on to our lovely coworkers at Triton Transfer Hub.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tessa Benedict Phillip. I am our program coordinator at the Triton Transfer Hub, and I have my colleague here as well, who'll be mainly in the chat, but I'll have her introduce herself as well.
Everybody, welcome. My name is Elizabeth, and I'm also from the Triton Transfer Hub.
So we are so excited to talk to you about some of the services that we provide for transfer students, both prospective and once you are accepted into the university. So the Triton Transfer Hub is a virtual and in-person space for transfer students. We do social events, professional and academic. Those are our key areas where we like to engage our transfer students. However, virtually, we also have blogs, student spotlights, galleries of art that talks about the journey of our transfer students. And we also have a weekly newsletter that over 15,000 people get about our events, job opportunities, and more on campus. So at the bottom of this slide, you'll see our website, tritontransfers.ucsd.edu, and then our Instagram handle and our email there. So I encourage you to hop on our website, sign up for our newsletter, and see what kinds of things we have going on. And we'll talk about those on the next slide as well. So as I mentioned here, there'll be a silent video. If you don't mind clicking to play, just a brief tour of the space that we have. So as of now, we have a small but mighty space on campus. And it's a space where a lot of folks like to use this as a living room. If you're a local student, we have a fridge and a microwave. So a lot of folks will drop their things off in the morning and spend time in our space either studying or hanging out with friends. We also have free printing and testing materials, as well as 2 reservable rooms. So if you're going to be in group projects or you need to take a Zoom interview, you'll see a couple of our rooms there. As I mentioned briefly on our website, we have a gallery to our storytellers competition. I'll do a deeper dive on our later slides, but you can see in our hallway there, we have a gallery of our previous winners who also receive a $1,000 scholarship. So it's just a really nice space to be. And the video that you're all seeing now of our current space is where we'll be until 2026. As of 2026, we're going to move into a much bigger and more central space. As transfer students make up 33% of the university, we'll be moving into a 3-story space with many more study rooms, conference rooms, and places for transfer students to be in community and have events together as well. Next slide, please. Thank you so much. So I'm going to focus a little bit on the events and the programs that we run that support our transfer students. So, and we'll go chronologic throughout the year. So the first thing that we host is an all college transfer welcome, typically in what's called week 0. So as we start the year, one thing that's different as you transition into UCSD, we address each of the weeks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 through 10. Fall quarter has a week 0, all for orientations, getting to meet folks and hosting events. So during that, we have an all transfer welcome, giving you a chance to just meet other folks who are coming in or returning transfer students. Last week, as many of you may have celebrated at your current institutions, was National Transfer Student Week. So we host daily events. We do a resource fair and then host usually a social, a research-based event, and some different involvement planning. So we have a lot of fun. Our resource fair typically gets about 300 guests. So we hope to see you there in future years. As we carry on through the year, we have our storytellers competition, which is our way of making sure that our faculty and staff are aware of the journeys of our transfer students. So each year we ask students during the winter quarter to provide art pieces and a 1 to 2 page write-up explaining why their art is representative of their transfer experience or their transfer journey. From this, we have faculty and staff who are judges for this panel and will review all the art and read all the pieces and do scoring. And between 3 and 5 winners each year will receive a $1,000 scholarship, and their piece will hang in our lobby and in our hallway for other students to see. And it's really nice if you're able to come and visit on one of the later days just to see what some of our students have shared. And then finally, our biggest and final cornerstone event of the year is HAGS, which is Have a Great Summer. So we just typically do a big ice cream social. We'll do some picnic blanket giveaways in the past and just invite transfer students to celebrate all their hard work that they've done throughout the year and be in community with each other in one of the last weeks of the academic year. Some of the programs that our office hosts, the first, which is really essential to a lot of our transfers feeling really ready and prepared in their transition into UCSD, is our Summer Transition Enrichment Program. So this is a build your own adventure program, as we call it in our office. We have weekly Wednesday webinars that we host based off of all of these different folks. A lot of the folks are in this room. Malia is going to be one of those presenters next year, probably, hopefully. And we talk about the different things to get used to as you transition into UCSD, whether that be adjusting to the quarter system, how to access advisors here at UCSD. All of the questions that you may have, we address in 1-hour webinars each Wednesday. We also have Connect series. So if you want to get to meet fellow transfer students, we host these both virtually and in person to be able to just get to meet other folks who are coming into the university. And then finally, Elizabeth, my coworker, who's answering any questions as they come in the chat, hosts a research and involvement series getting folks a head start on how to get involved and how to connect with research at UCSD in step-by-step process specific to transfers. So should you be accepted and decide to go to UCSD, know that you have the support throughout your summer of transition on how to get used to the university. Another wonderful program that we are having our second year this year and received a major grant for is our Transfer Pods program, standing for Professional Opportunities, Development and Support. Opportunity and development support. So this is encouraging our first generation transfer students to participate in academic events, research events, meet it with a peer coach, and take part in these high impact practices that we know help transfer students succeed. And in reward for attending at least 3 events per quarter, we'll be offering professional development funds for coming to these events. Those professional development funds can be used towards grad school applications, classes to prepare for grad school, conference attendance, and more. So it's really our hope in supporting our transfers that we're not just preparing them for their time at UCSD, but also beyond as well. And finally, in terms of our programs, we also host what's called Career Launch. So we take in a small cohort of transfer students in the winter or spring quarter, and this is co-run by my colleagues in the Transfer Hub. And it really gives folks a chance to explore different career fields and begin the process of networking, knowing what it looks like to do an effective job search, how to reach out for internships, what informational interviews look like, building out LinkedIn, and much more. And also gives you a chance to connect with other transfer students who are just starting their career journey as well. So these are some of the great programs that we run to ensure that our transfer students feel supported, not just while they're here, but preparing for what comes next as well. So some of the ways that we may be able to support you now are we have wonderful peer coaches. We have 12 of them on our staff this year, and we have a variety of majors. They are all current graduating UCSD transfer students, and they meet with both current and prospective students to talk about the student experience at UCSD. That being said, they're not trained on admissions questions, so they won't be able to provide you with a lot of the support that you're getting in the chat here now. But if you're curious what it's like to be in the college system, maybe what it's like to live on campus, they are great folks. They are actively doing their transfer journey and are great resources for you to be able to connect with. They're available for in-person as well as virtual support, and that will be on our website that Elizabeth had shared earlier in the chat. And then For our students once accepted, we have some one-on-one support available within our office. The first of those would be peer coaches. So peer coaches are here to support transfer students all the way till the time they graduate. They are trained on resume support, on navigating resources. One of the things that we get asked a lot are there's just so many resources here at UCSD, so many ways to get involved that it can be overwhelming just to know where to start. So our peer coaches are here to navigate folks to all the different wonderful resources and be able to make the most out of their time at UCSD. Once folks have started their classes, Elizabeth also takes one-on-one appointments to support folks in getting involved in clubs, internships, study abroad, research, and more. And then finally, we are hiring a student retention specialist that will be able to support students with study techniques, navigating the quarter system, and also supporting students who may end up on academic notice and getting their GPA back up. And they will be joining our team very soon. So if you are interested in getting connected or have any questions about the services that we have, here's a little bit more about the Triton Transfer Hub. We're very active on our socials, mainly Instagram and TikTok. We also have the email at the bottom there. And then our website has just a lot of great resources, and then flyers to all of our current events and series that we're running now. So if you want to just kind of explore and see what's out there for transfer students at UC San Diego, these would give you be a great place to just explore a little bit and get a taste for what the Transfer Hub offers. Thank you so much.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Niali Getzik. I'm a financial aid counselor here at UC San Diego. And we are joined by my colleague, Ms. Rashinda. She is available to answer questions. So let's go ahead and get started. We are going to be looking at how you can finance your education. This slide here is showing your cost of attendance. Your cost of attendance is your student budget, what it costs to attend UC San Diego. So you see here, this is for the next academic year, 2024, 2025. It includes your direct costs, like your tuition and your fees, and your housing and your meal plan. And then you also see your indirect expenses. You will never be billed for these, but they are included into your student budget so that you have enough financial aid available that you can access. This would be those indirect expenses such as books and supplies, transportation, personal expenses. You'll also see here on this slide that there is mention of our tuition stability plan. The good news with our tuition stability plan is that it gives your family peace of mind that your tuition rate is going to remain the same for up to 6 years. So this allows your family to plan accordingly. There aren't any surprises as you're matriculating through the school. This doesn't include any campus-based fees. These are UCSD fees. They are not included in this policy. This is tuition and system-wide fees, as in University of California fees. And moving on to the next slide, we're going to talk about how you can apply for financial aid. You're going to see here that the application period will be opening fairly soon in December 1st, and it's going to run through March. That is our priority deadline. It's March 3rd. It falls on a Monday. There's 2 applications that you can submit, and it's going to depend on your status. So the FAFSA, you would complete that at studentaid.gov. These are for students who are U.S. citizens or eligible non-citizens. And then the California DREAM Act, which is on the CSAC website, dream.csac.ca.gov. These are for students who are without lawful status. You see on this slide also that it mentions that we have about 70% of students, undergraduate students, that are receiving some form of financial aid here at UC San Diego. And then of the 70%, 60% of those students are receiving need-based aid. And we'll go over what that means in a moment. And you see here, again, that deadline is March 3rd. So you always want to apply for financial aid every single year by our priority deadline, which is this upcoming year is March 3rd. And now we can speak about the different types of financial aid. So you see here, there's 4 categories. We have our scholarships. This is scholarships that you would be considered for actually automatically with your UC application. And then there's actually up to 16 scholarships that you can ask to be considered for on your UC application. And then the scholarships also come not only from UCSD, that consideration with your admissions application, this also comes from outside scholarship agencies, which I'll give you some tips on where to look for those in a moment. The other forms of financial aid are your grants. So this is gift aid. So your scholarships and your grants fall under gift aid or free money. The grants from the state, that is the Cal Grant, the California grant, the Cal Grant. We also have a federal Pell Grant, and that comes from the government. And then we have your institutional grant, which is your UC grant that comes from the University of California, from UC San Diego. So those are the 2 forms of gift aid, scholarships and grants. And then the other half of your financial aid is the self-help aid, which that would fall under any student and parent loans, and then work study. The work study is a work to earn program. You still would have to submit job applications, get an interview, get hired, and then you would get a paycheck every 2 weeks for the hours that you've worked. The benefits of working on campus is that as employers, we understand that your number 1 job as a student is to be a student. So employers are going to be very flexible with you, with your scheduling as you are managing your time. Moving on to other forms of financial aid that is specific to UCSD is our Blue and Gold Opportunity Plan. And this is for students who didn't qualify for any other programs that already cover tuition and system-wide fees. To qualify, so for example, if you're receiving the Cal Grant, it covers the same tuition and system-wide fees. The Blue and Gold Opportunity Grant, this is our promise to you. If you meet criteria and you choose for UC San Diego to be your school, your family's income has to be under $80,000. You have to be a California resident. You are required to complete either your FAFSA or your DREAM Act application. Your FAFSA by March 3rd. You have to be within your first 4 years of attendance at UC San Diego. And if you're a transfer student, within your first 2 years. And you also have to meet enrollment requirements that are listed on there, at least half time. You have to be meeting satisfactory academic progress, all that good stuff. And then we also have another program that covers your in-state tuition and system-wide fees, not the campus-based fees. And this is our Native American Opportunity Plan. You do not have to complete a FAFSA to be eligible, or a DREAM Act application. This is based on your eligibility status, and we would contact you if you fall under that criteria. Now we can look at the different types of UCSD scholarships that I mentioned. I'm going to give you some tips on. So another way that you can help finance your education, in addition to the programs that are offered through the federal government, the state, and UC San Diego, is through scholarship opportunities. So as a continuing student, if you decide to make UC San Diego your school, you can actually apply for UCSD continuing student scholarships every year for the following year. So as a current student going into the following year. And then you also can apply for outside scholarships. We have some scholarship search engines on our website. These are just a couple. Basically, they're all set up where you set up a profile. FastWeb is a really popular one, and College Board, and we have other ones that are listed on our website as well. Also look in your community, check with your high school, maybe your church, even your parents' employers, and see if there are any funding opportunities there as well for outside scholarships. Now, we do understand that sometimes there are special circumstances. Maybe something has changed with your family's finances. There is a process for us to review those changes. If anything has changed from the year that you've completed the FAFSA, that information. So the FAFSA's a Dream Act application. Those applications are always going to look at the prior year. So it's 2 years back. So the year that you would be coming into school, that would be the 2023 year. If your family's income has changed and say in 2025 is different or it's less than their income reported in 2023, you can request this to review your special circumstances. And that would be by submitting a special circumstance appeal. You would just contact our office and we would give you some instructions, give you some guidance on how you can do that. And then we also have unusual circumstance appeals. And these are for students who are not able to provide any parent information. Maybe their parents are deceased or the student is homeless. Very unusual circumstances. We can assist with that as well. So just go ahead and contact our office. We can help you navigate that. And then moving along here, this is our contact information. You can always reach us on our website, fas.ucsd.edu. We're available also via virtual counseling, in person here in the office and on the phones, and then of course through our social media. And I'm going to pass it on to reviewing the application timeline.
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to all our campus partners for taking the time to share their valuable insights and provide really great information. They will remain available for the last part of our session. So if you have any final questions, please feel free to drop them in the Q&A chat. Before we sign off, I want to provide you with some important information regarding the application timeline. The UC application is open and we encourage you all to apply. With the UC application, students can apply to any or all of the 9 undergraduate campuses within the UC system. This year, the deadline for the application is December 2nd. And typically it's November 30th, but this year, just because of when that falls on the calendar, we pushed out to the 2nd. Please do not wait until the last minute. I'd hate for it to be like 11:59 p.m. on December 2nd and your computer crashes. At the same time, it is strongly recommended that you take your time to fill out the application to ensure that you are completing it thoroughly and accurately. There is no benefit to submitting early, so please ensure that you're dotting your I's and crossing your T's. The application fee is $80 per campus for domestic students and $95 per campus for international students. Fee waivers are available through the online application, which can cover the fee for up to 4 campuses if you qualify. First-year students will receive their decisions by March 31st, while transfer students will receive decisions by April 30th. For first-year students, you have until May 1st to accept your offer of admissions. Transfer students must accept their offer by June 1st. Please keep these dates in mind to ensure you don't miss the opportunity to join our vibrant Triton community. Next slide, please. Don't forget to connect with us. We have a variety of events listed on our events page, so be sure to check it out and register to stay informed about these amazing learning opportunities. Additionally, in order to stay on top of things like application reminders, special events, and more information about our campus, I recommend subscribing to receive email updates. Next slide, please. And come out and explore campus. The best way to experience our campus is through our guided tours. We highly encourage you to visit and hear firsthand from our campus ambassadors, who are our current Tritons, about their experiences and insight. One of the most important things when choosing a college is to kind of go out and see what the campus is like, see it firsthand. However, if you can't make it to campus in person, don't worry. We also offer a virtual tour so you can explore the size and beauty of campus from anywhere. Next slide, please. We also encourage you to connect with us on social media. Follow us on your preferred platforms to find out what's happening on campus, see student spotlights, and enjoy great shots of our beautiful campus. In fact, Mercer Education ranked us third most photogenic campus in the world. So we have a lot of great content on our Instagram page. The Office of Undergraduate Admissions also has a wonderful YouTube page that features a lot of great content on UC San Diego. And if you have any questions for the amazing campus partners who presented today, please reach out to them directly via their contact pages for further insights into their programs. For inquiries about campus tours, events, undergraduate admissions, or the application process, we encourage you to contact our office. The best way to do this is by visiting our contact form on our website, where an admissions officer, like myself, will be happy to assist you. Please check our website out for office hours. All right, and that's a wrap for our webinar today. I want to thank you all for joining us, and we wish you a wonderful afternoon. Take care.